The Marvel Cinematic Universe has never failed to serve us twists and surprises, which have both overjoyed and disappointed us. So hello there everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Here are some of the MCU movie twists ranked from worst to best. The fate of Red Skull. Red Skull was one of the strongest antagonists as depicted in Captain America: The First Avenger. Ever since his appearance in that movie, his existence was filled with question marks. These questions were answered in Avengers: Infinity War. Red Skull was shown to be teleported to Vormir, where he was trapped forever as the Soul Stone Keeper. On the surface, the question of his existence was finally answered, but it certainly raised the eyebrows of the comic fans who didn't expect him to see it like that. Well, that was just one turn of events. The Marvel Cinematic Universe is vast, and so are some of these other twists and turns that we'll get to. But before we do that, do be sure to give this video a big fat thumbs up, as well as subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell to be updated whenever we put up a new video. Peter Parker's forgotten existence. Now let's talk about Tom Holland's Spider-Man trilogy. All his life, Peter Parker has been trying to hide his identity. This was the theme of the first Spider-Man. In the second movie, Far From Home, this theme took a dark turn when Parker's identity was revealed by Mysterio in front of the entire world. However, in 2021's No Way Home, everything turned upside down when Peter had to sacrifice his identity to make things right. This means that if things go back to normal, everyone would forget about Peter's existence, including his best friends and loved ones. Peter, who was already going through the pain of losing Aunt May, had to make this hard choice, and it was indeed one of the most painful scenes to watch. We can't forget how MJ gave him blank looks at the end of the movie. Even though it was a fitting end, many fans started questioning how does the forgetting spell work? Like, what about Mysterio's live announcement of Peter's identity that was broadcast across the world? Or what about his birth certificate or passport? Is he a nobody now who belongs to no universe? Many fans found it hard to add these things up, which, mind you, wasn't a satisfying feeling at all. Tony Stark's sacrifice. After losing many friends and escaping death, there was only one way for Tony Stark to save the universe and defeat Thanos: by sacrificing himself. As he said, "I'm Iron Man," and snapped his fingers, we knew that it was all over. But those three words took us back to 2012's The Avengers, when Steve Rogers said to him, "You're not the guy to make the sacrifice play, to lay down on the wire and let the other guy crawl over you." However, in Endgame, Tony Stark really proved that he was that guy. Scarlet Witch descends into darkness. As soon as it was announced that Elizabeth Olsen would be joining Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, we immediately knew the madness bit of the title would be justified by Scarlet Witch, and it really happened. We got to see the evil Scarlet Witch descending into complete darkness. Many people found it really unexpected and a tad bit confusing. However, it was for those who didn't watch WandaVision. Otherwise, Wanda in the Multiverse of Madness was the depiction of a true tragic villain. Peter's Assemble. This was hands down one of the best decisions by MCU. People had been dying to see the three Spideys together, and this delightful experience was brought to us in Spider-Man: No Way Home. Truly, seeing Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield back in action would have been the best surprise had the people not relentlessly spoiled it online. But still, it remains one of the greatest scenes ever. Doctor Strange's unique strategy. As per the sources, Doctor Strange has often been criticized for having similar beats to 2008's Iron Man, with Stephen Strange introduced as a rich, cocky son of a gun who only establishes true greatness and understanding after hitting rock bottom. However, when the movie reached its climax, we were shown a completely different story, which changed our perception of Doctor Strange. When the world started crumbling as Dormammu approached, we were expecting an action-packed scene between our protagonist and this interdimensional entity. However, nothing like that actually happened. To our surprise, Doctor Strange created a never-ending time loop that forced Dormammu to accept his defeat. This was truly unexpected and different from Marvel's typical endings. Thanoss Victory. There's one thing about the Marvel movies that has stayed constant over the years. Good guys always win over the bad guys, but this narrative took a sharp turn with the ending of Avengers: Infinity War. It depicted what was never seen before. Thanos was able to collect all 6 stones. The moment he snapped his fingers was the moment when every heart skipped a beat for sure. Seeing all our favorite characters turning into dust was just awful. Nonetheless, it was a surreal cinematic experience. Cap wields Mjolnir. This one scene is truly a masterpiece in the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe. Captain America wielding Thor's Mjolnir was the scene that gave us literal chills. True fans always knew that one day it would happen, that Cap would prove himself worthy enough to lift Thor's mighty hammer. How, you ask? Well, let's go back to Avengers Age of Ultron. Did we forget about the Mjolnir picking competition? Even for a nanosecond, Steve Rogers was able to move Mjolnir. It was clearly a foreshadowing of what would happen in the future, and it actually happened in Endgame. To be honest, we'd give anything to watch that scene all over again. What about you guys? Well, that about does it for this video. So these were some of the worst and best MCU twists and turns. Which one was your favorite out of all of them? Let us know in the comments down below, and until the next one, take care and goodbye.